everybody, it's Christina from Card Making Magic. When you make cards, you may want to add a topper to your card, and if you have one set of dies, you can produce the toppers that will all go together. Now I've done these in two different colours so that you can see what I mean about the layering. Okay, so if you take the first two and layer them together, it leaves you quite a large border around the edge, but you may not want a border that is that big. So instead of just having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dies, you have actually got 18. Now you must have heard the term Faux Nesties, and this is how you can increase the number of dies that you have in your collection. So this panel was cut with the second die down in this set, and you can see where the cutting edge is on that card. But if you take that die and put it onto the card that you want to use, you have now got two different sizes there that you can use. So to increase that die, you're going to just make a pencil line around the outside, and you're going to very carefully trace around the outside, and then you're going to cut that size out with your scissors or with a craft knife. And once you've cut that out, you then have another shape that is slightly larger than the one that you cut with the die originally. Now to make the next size, put your die back on your paper, and this time you're going to trace around the inside of the die. And again, once you've done that, you are then going to cut that out with your scissors or with your craft knife, and that will give you a shape that is slightly smaller than the original cut line. So this is the outside of the die, and this is the inside of the die. Now once you layer those together, you now have a smaller border around your topper that you can now add to your cards. And if you remember, that was the big topper using the biggest and the second size down. So for my card, I have used an image which is from Lily of the Valley. I have traced around the inside of the die on my actual image. The next layer has cut the layer out, and for the base layer I have traced around the outside of my die to give me the larger area, and then I've matted and layered them all together to make my topper for my card. So let's go ahead and make the card. So there's my topper. It's been double layered onto some cream and some pink card. From the pink Centura Pearl card, I've created a hinged card, and there is a tutorial that will show you how to get the hinged card look for yourself. I'm going to line the card, so I have cut another layer and I've embossed it, but before I glue that in place, I'm going to add some ribbon around the panel and then glue it in place. So the lining and the ribbon are in the centre of the card. There's the front of the card, Now I've cut myself and embossed another panel which will sit on the front, but before I add that I'm going to work on this piece alone. Now I'm sorry about the rain, can you hear it? It's beating down on the window that's in my craft room. So let's go back to the card. I'm going to add this panel to the front. I've cut myself a nice piece of lace which is going to sit along the bottom, and then on top of the ribbon I'm just going to add in some matching ribbon as I've done for the inside of the card. The ribbon and the lace are now in position, and the workings will be hidden when I pop that onto the front of the card, and I'm going to add that panel with some foam tape. So I'm just going to put some down either side and just a little bit in the middle to stop it collapsing. So the image has been double layered on pink and cream card, and I have got some foam tape on the back. I've done the same to my sentiment, double layered it, put some foam tape on the back, but you might want to add some more embellishments to this card. So I'm going to pop in a little paper doily. I'm going to put the topper on top of the doily, and the sentiment is just going to sit at the top of the card. Then I've cut myself enough ribbon to create a bow, and I'm going to pop that down at the bottom of the card, and in the centre of the bow, to hide the knot, I'm just going to add in a little rose. So there's my little card finished, but I'm going to add in some bling, and I'm just going to use this portion of the pearl from Want to Scrap. So I'm just going to take this little bit off. I've cut the carrier sheet to be able to get this off, so I'm just going to peel that off, and I'm going to pop that on my card just along the right hand side, and there we have a very pretty card ready to send. So there you've got the faux nesty technique, which does help you to get more from your spellbinders, and it increases all your basic sets by 3, making one larger and one smaller than the original die.